All right, everyone, welcome back. As we've done the last 3 weeks, Kaden and I are going to take you through our picks for this week going into fantasy. Obviously, really, really big. It's the fantasy football playoffs, so for a lot of teams, this week is the last week for them. They're going to play, and if they lose, it's going to be over. So it's important to make the right decisions. As Caden and I talk about this, if you guys have any comments, anything you want us to talk about before we wrap up the episode, be sure to leave a comment so we can get to it. Caden, would you like to start?
Sure thing. I'll go ahead and talk about my quarterback start of the week. I have Tua going up against the Texans. Tua's played a lot better ever since his injuries, seemingly gotten a little bit better, it seems, every single week. And last week against the Patriots, he had against the Jets, I'm sorry. He had a great week. Tyreek Hill is seeming to get better and better every week, getting back to the form we expected him to, and he's getting Jalen Waddle very involved as well. Achane, just like it's kind of been, I guess, the theme with the entire Dolphins. They've just gotten better offensively as the year's gone on. Jonnu Smith has really come into his own. Tua's stats through his last 16 games. That's a lot, Debbie. Debbie just pulled up his stats for me. But 16 games is a lot because that obviously dates back to last season. But Tua definitely, I think, has potential to boom this week against the Texans. And the Texans are a team that can put up points, so it could end up being a higher scoring affair.
I like that.
There we go. That's what I like to see, Debbie. Debbie just put up Tua's stats since returning from his concussion. Tua's got 15 touchdowns to 1 interception, which is incredible. Actually, I didn't realize it was that high. Almost 2,000 yards and a 76% completion percentage. So Tua's played great since his concussion. So
my quarterback pick for this week is going to be Bo Nix. He's played very well this season, far surpassed my expectations, and I think the expectations of most people. They are playing the Colts, who allow the second most passing yards per game. So I expect Bo Nix to do very well. Obviously, they have a lot to play for. They need to stay in that playoff hunt. Colts, obviously, they have a lot to play for too, so this could become very competitive very quickly, but I think Bo Nix is going to have a good day.
Mm-hmm. My running back start of the week now is Chuba Hubbard against the Cowboys. Jonathan Brooks, the backup to Chuba, just tore his ACL last week, as well as Raheem Blackshear leaving that game with an injury. So right now, that running back room is just Chuba Hubbard, and they activated, I think his name's Miles Boone. Exactly, a nobody, to be his backup this week. And he's going up against the Dallas defense that has really, really struggled, especially against the running back. And Chuba, the only running back now seemingly on that team, and playing for a Panthers team that I think is going to beat Dallas, and a team that's going to be running out the clock late in this game, as well as using him in the beginning of the game to really gash open the score, because Dallas's rush defense is one of the worst in the NFL.
Yeah, I actually also have Chuba Hubbard for this spot. Did not know you were going to pick him, so I was surprised actually that you picked him. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Obviously, with everything with the running back room, Dallas they allow the third most rushing yards in the NFL. So, and Carolina's been playing very, very well recently. So I think that he's going to have a good day. Probably even score a few touchdowns. So I like that pick.
Me too. My wide receiver start of the week is, I'm going to actually go back on one that I made a couple weeks ago, and it worked out. So let's do it again. I got DJ Moore going up against the Vikings. I said start him against the Lions a couple weeks ago on Thanksgiving, and he played great. Now he's going up against a Minnesota team that he played just a couple weeks ago, and I believe he had a pretty solid week against them. I don't exactly recall. I can pull that up while you're talking, but he's done great his last couple of weeks, and just like his situation against Detroit a couple weeks ago, I think they're going to be trailing in this game, and Caleb Williams is going to be looking for his number one receiver, and once again, that number one receiver is DJ Moore. And so when you're trailing, when you need to come back, you throw it to your guy, and that's DJ Moore, and I think he has potential to have a great game this week.
My wide receiver pick this week is going to be Zay Flowers. I mean, he's obviously a fantastic wide receiver. Biggest concerns for him are going to be his attitude moving forward. But they're going to be playing the Giants this week. Obviously, the Ravens should win this one very soundly. So I think that overall they're going to have a great day. Derrick Henry is obviously going to do fantastic. Lamar Jackson is going to decimate that defense, and I anticipate that Zay Flowers is going to have a part in that as well. So he's going to be my pick this week.
Awesome. And yeah, DJ Moore, last time he played Minnesota, put up 26 points. So he did do pretty well. So I'll look to do that again this week. And then for tight end, obviously you got your guys like Kelsey, you got your guys like Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. But those guys, since tight ends are so scarce, I went with the guy who isn't one of those top guys because of how scarce the tight end position is for fantasy football. I went with Jake Ferguson, the tight end for the Cowboys. He's going up against the Panthers this week, and the tight ends have had their successes against the Panthers defense as of late. The Eagles, Calcaterra, I don't even know his first name, got in the end zone this week for the Eagles. I mean, the Panthers aren't very well defending the middle of the field, and that's where a lot of the tight ends eat. So look for Ferguson to have a pretty good game through the air, receiving the ball down the middle of the field, and maybe even get into the end zone on Sunday.
For my tight end pick, I'm going to take Jonnu Smith. He's been playing very well the last couple of weeks. Like you said, Tua has been getting better and better, and he's obviously a very safe option. Big guy to throw the ball to. He didn't have a great week last week. He had very few points through most of this game, but he was able to get a receiving touchdown to catapult him all the way to 8. But that is an anomaly in his scoring. He has put up double-digit points most week, sometimes even into the 20s. So he's going to be my pick this week.
Awesome. So that's going to do it for this week of K&A Football. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week for Week 15 recap. Austin will be in studio, and it'll be our Christmas special. So we will see you guys next week.